You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
25-year-old Ashley Lee is suing Dr. Carl Robinson for unpaid wages, reimbursement for an iPad, and discrimination.
Order. All rise. It's case number 90 on the calendar in the matter of Lee versus Robinson.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Who are you, sir?
I am her husband. I'm sorry.
You're not part of this lawsuit.
Yes, ma'am. I was just helping her because she's blind and she can't see. I was just helping her.
You can have a seat for a moment.
Thank you.
Miss Lee, this is what I gather. You were court-ordered to go for anger management classes.
Yes.
As a result of what?
Me and my husband had an altercation, and I physically slapped him.
Were the police called?
Yes.
Was this the first time that the police were called to your house?
Yes.
And did you, when you went to court, enter a plea in that case?
Yes, because it was my first... Sorry.
You entered a plea to what?
No content.
And your sentence was going to anger management. It was a place that is run by the defendant, and the course was taught in anger management by his son.
Correct.
Is what I gather from your complaint. Now, in what month did she come for anger management classes at your school?
I believe, Judge, in January of 2019.
That is not true.
I like that.
Could you just tell me what month she came?
She came in July.
July of 2018.
That's correct.
And how long was your course there, Miss Lee?
6 weeks.
Did you attend?
Yes, ma'am.
No.
I'll let you in a second.
Okay.
Right now, sit.
Okay.
You attended?
Yes, ma'am, I did. The classes that I did miss, I was charged for, and I paid my courses.
Just a second.
So
that's not what I asked you.
Okay, okay.
The idea is not to pay for it. The idea is to go.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, during that time, were you and your husband living together?
Yes, we've lived together our whole marriage.
And you are legally blind.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you legally blind in July of 2018?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, this is what your lawsuit is.
Okay.
Your lawsuit says that the defendant gave you a job.
Correct.
As an assistant in his anger management school.
Correct.
And that he did two things. He didn't pay you for work that you did.
Correct.
And that he...
Correct.
Now, clearly the defendant knew that you were legally blind when he hired you.
Yes.
So how did he discriminate against you?
When we went in for the interview, I told him about me receiving government assistance, and he did not want to sign the documents that I needed in order for me.
You get government assistance for what?
I received Social Security, and I was trying to work so that I can receive child care to go back to school in the fall.
Just a second. His job did not impact your Social Security.
It would have, but he decided that he wanted to pay me under the table so that he wouldn't have to pay taxes on me.
Just a second. Well, paying you in cash under the table is only valuable to you.
No, it's not valuable to me because...
Just a second.
Okay.
He hired someone who was disabled.
Yes.
Did you have any experience at being an administrative assistant?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Give me the last job that you worked at as an administrative assistant. The last place that you worked.
I would consider customer service as administrative assistance for me personally, but if that's not...
I want you to give me the name of the last place that you worked.
Walmart.
In what month and year?
I've been disabled since 2017.
Prior to 2017, where did you work?
I've done a lot of jobs. I've worked
Okay, so that the defendant gave you a chance at a job, knowing that you would just... How he discriminated against you?
He discriminated against me because when I came in with documents saying that I need this in order to go and get child care assistance, he refused to sign the documents that I needed in order because he said that I was a liability and that he didn't want to pay taxes on me. That is very true.
And?
That was
just a second. And?
I personally feel like he didn't want to sign it because he never had intentions on paying me, because I personally feel like he didn't feel like I was going to be able to do the job sufficiently, and because I am legally blind, he was going to...
Miss Lee, what doesn't make sense to me... Put your hand down.
Yes, ma'am.
What doesn't make sense to me, madam, is that if somebody hires somebody who is disabled, and if it doesn't work out, how is he discriminating against you? He's giving you an opportunity to work.
The discrimination comes from him not signing the documents.
Oh, forget it. Now,
okay.
Next. Now let's get to unpaid wages.
Yes.
From what date to what date did you work for Mr. Robinson?
I started working for him February 18th to March 7th, and I have those documents to show.
Okay, I'd like to see the documents. Your husband can help you.
Okay. I can show you on my phone. I do have it on my phone. Would you like to see it?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, here's the very first day of me working. So this is the very first day, and you can see the date. And then this is the day that he concluded the work experience.
I don't know what.
So that's 15 days.
You work more than that.
Oh, I'm sorry, ma'am. I actually didn't work Monday through Friday. I worked Monday through Thursday. But on the first...
Okay, Monday through Thursday.
Correct.
Per week. So in total, you worked 12 days for the defendant. And how much? You could sit down. And how much were you supposed to get paid?
$300 every Friday.
Did you get paid the first week that you worked?
Yes.
The second week that you worked, did he pay you?
Yes.
The last 4 days that you worked, did he pay you?
No, ma'am.
So at most, he owes you $300.
Well, no, because I ordered an iPad that he asked me to order, and I owe an outstanding balance of $1,339 to them. So
no, you told me that you returned it. Don't make that up.
I have to pay for that, and I have the evidence right here that I have to pay AT&T for that iPad and for the service that I used for that month.
We have computer equipment in the office.
That computer equipment doesn't work for my eyesight.
I moved computer from one office to the other.
It doesn't work for my eyesight, and I have them.
What he owes you at most.
No.
Now, I'm telling you,
okay.
$300 is what he. This isn't windfall day. All right. Now, did she work the last 4 days in March?
No, Judge, she did not.
Well, tell me what days she did work in March, because according to the, listen to me, according to the note in her phone, you say to her, I will have your money on Monday when we terminate our relationship. What money were you talking about?
The money for the last 2 days that she did work, which was Wednesday and Thursday. She was out on Monday of the last week.
The last week in March?
Correct.
I wasn't
Correct.
out. Shh. Okay. Yes, ma'am.
I have the text that said that she had to go to the Social Security office.
I'd like to see
it. She
it.
told me that.
I was still working. Even though I was on the bus in 20-degree weather, I was still answering calls.
That was not our agreement.
No.
I need to
may I see the email, please?
I was still answering calls, working while I was out of the office.
Miss Lee, if you're not in the office, you don't get paid.
Okay. And I also have the evidence to show that I came back to the office by 11 o'clock.
She was supposed to have been in the office at 9.
Just a second.
I'm sorry.
Mr. Robinson, did she come back to the office that day?
I don't know, Judge. I have no way of knowing when she came back. I didn't know she had left the office. Didn't come in, so I had no way.
I definitely did come in. I messaged him, and I have the messages to show that I was working.
Came in, and then you asked to leave.
Because I had an emergency, and I came back. Give me a second. I can get it together.
Great.
Yes.
I'll take both, Bird. Yes, she was in the office. She said, I have an emergency with my Social Security benefits, and I need to go to the office ASAP. I'm going to step away for the office for a second. So that was on Monday.
Okay.
Okay, so she was there on Monday. Was she there on Tuesday?
She said she had an emergency with her child, had to go to the ER.
I came back to the office again. I left the office. I'm sorry. I left the office, and I have the messages to show that I got in contact with my husband, and he wasn't able to get the baby. I had to go get the baby from the daycare, and I took the baby to the hospital.
Okay. Miss Lee, so far, Monday and Tuesday, you work part-time. I'm just telling you. So far, Monday and Tuesday, on a 4-day week, you work part-time. And you took care of your, just a second, and you took care of your own personal business. I'm just stating facts. That's what you're right. That's all. Just say you're right.
At the same time, ma'am, it was times to where I had to leave one office and go to another office in Addison. So am I technically not working then? Because they asked me to go to a different office.
We're only talking about the first 4 days. He paid you the second 4 days. Now we're talking about the last 4 days that you worked, that you want to be paid for, the $300, which is what I'm wasting my time on this case. But according to you, the Monday and Tuesday of that week so far, you only worked part-time. You were taking care of your own personal business, whether taking your son to the emergency room or going to your Social Security office to take care of your Social Security benefits. You only were providing services for your employer part-time. Now, whether or not you're going to get paid for that is something else, but you have to acknowledge
I do.
Fine. then say, I only work part-time
Correct.
on Monday and Tuesday. What about Wednesday?
On Wednesday, she did work on Wednesday.
And on Thursday?
Does he have proof of that?
That's to your
Why
business.
would you want proof of that? He said you worked Wednesday.
Well, I'm just. I thought he said he didn't.
No,
I'm sorry.
she said
You're
Wednesday
right. I'm
she
sorry.
worked.
Let me be quiet. I'm sorry.
Well, why don't you just listen?
Yes, ma'am.
Great.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And later today,
In the memo line of the check, it says gift from James Enoch to Savannah Harvey. But like you mentioned, this would be...
You don't have to tell me that I'm right, sir.
No.
I'm just telling you that I'm not hearing your counterclaim. Do you understand? Don't
Well,
waste my time. I have other things to do today.
Ashley Lee claims Dr. Carl Robinson owes for wages, the cost of an iPad, and discriminating against her because she's legally blind.
Yeah. He said Wednesday she worked. And what about Thursday?
Thursday, she did work on Thursday.
Okay. And then you terminated her.
We talked on Thursday, and I couldn't get answers because her daycare. Yeah, we talked. Yes.
You parted ways on Thursday.
Yes.
Listen to me. Make it easy for yourself, sir. I'm not going to split hairs with you. She did not come to work for a full day Monday. She didn't come for a full day Tuesday.
Correct.
You made a mistake in hiring her. This case is about $300. So with $300, judgment for the
Judge.
plaintiff.
No.
Judge, I have receipt that shows that I paid her for those 2 days.
He did
I have
not
receipts.
pay me
Yes.
for anything.
I
That's
believe it's
why.
right here.
May I see it?
I have.
It's right here.
You just seen the messages showing that he never paid me. What?
Sit.
He's up here.
Sit.
He's up here.
The
That man
first
is not
Sit.
blind.
Hey,
He's been sitting up there for about 10 minutes.
he never paid me. He specifically said, "I will not pay you." In the messages, he said, and since he's supposed
I'm
to be,
reading. I'm
Okay,
reading something.
Let me get this together. Here you are. Here's the evidence to show that she said he will not pay me anything.
Brought our son to work with you.
I will not pay you anything. There you are.
Our son to work.
I did bring
so
our
just
son
to be
to
clear,
work, but it's okay.
Monday you
Speak
will
on
send
That was the days that I worked.
$220, and Friday cannot connect on this PayPal.
I paid her in advance, Judge, there, because she needed daycare. And
That was the first week, and you
Yeah.
paid me for the first week.
I paid you
You
in
took it out of my
advance.
pay.
So
I
you
paid
just
you in
stop
advance.
talking to each other.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
I read in the complaint, which is why I asked you in the first week, did he pay you anything in addition?
He didn't.
Church,
Okay.
anything in addition to the $300 wages for the 4 days? You said no.
He didn't.
I
have the messages to show.
Did he?
He paid me early, and he took it out of my pay on Friday. And I have those messages as well.
Okay. Did you take it out?
Yes, I did. I took
Okay,
it out.
good.
I paid her the balance of
Pay her
$80.
$300. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done.
What is your excuse? You may step out.
I think you have people with disabilities all across the country, and some of them would take a dime, and they're not dishonest people.
It's their personal opinion. I gave my full-fledged heart and heart,
And they're hungry, and they're working every day. And then there's some people who take advantage
blood and tears into that job. And if anybody doesn't see my integrity, then it's perfectly fine.
of other folk who try to help. And I tried to help.
And I wanted to make sure that everybody's seen how much of a liar he was,
I think that you should weigh very carefully on even.
what happened.
And I've been helping people for 46 years.
and now the next case.
All parties in the matter of Harvey versus Enoch. Step forward.
25-year-old Savannah Harvey is suing her ex-fiancé, James Enoch, for unpaid credit card charges, wedding expenses, security cameras, and a mortgage payment. James is countersuing for a house down payment.
Miss Harvey, how long did you and the defendant live together?
We lived together since 2011.
And when did you buy the house that you lived in with him?
On August of 2017.
And at what point did you start to plan a wedding?
I was proposed to on Christmas Day of 2017.
But you had been living together for 6 years,
Yes, ma'am.
keeping house together.
Yes, ma'am.
Now it all didn't work out. And now you want me to try to sort out stuff.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
You paid the mortgage on your house.
Yes, ma'am.
You bought a wedding dress because you thought you were going to get married.
Yes, ma'am.
right? And it didn't happen.
Yes.
And you have to say goodbye. And so far, it sounds to me like you're $5,000 ahead of the game, Miss Harvey.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
25-year-old Savannah Harvey is suing her ex-fiancé, James, wedding expenses, security cameras, and a mortgage payment. James is countersuing for a house down payment.
Now, when you bought the house in 2017, Did Mr. Enoch put any money down on the house?
Yes, Your Honor.
How much?
$5,000.
When did you and Mr. Enoch break up?
On May the 22nd.
Of what year? This year?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when you broke up, did you give him back the $5,000?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Okay. Now, you're suing him for your wedding dress and some credit card bills.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? And he's got a counterclaim because he says, you know, while he paid the mortgage while you were living together, he said he never got his $5,000 back. That was equity in the house. So,
I have a letter from James that I would like to give to you.
but you understand what I'm saying?
Yes, ma'am.
That he put down money, you spent money on a wedding dress, you spent money on some credit cards while you were living together for
Yes.
tires for him and books for his contracting license and a mortgage payment that he canceled on your house that he was paying.
Yes, ma'am.
So after you broke up, he canceled a mortgage payment that was due.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, that's not fraudulent. You didn't want to pay your mortgage anymore.
At the time that he did that, he was still in the home. The payment came...
Do you understand what I'm saying to you? He's not going to pay you any money.
Okay, $1,000 that he put down on the house.
I don't care. That's because you were a couple.
Yes, he signed it stating that he was never expecting to receive that money back in any
Well,
form.
then you got a windfall. We don't take care of people who live together for 6 years, live together as a couple. He paid the mortgage on your house, which was fine because that was your arrangement.
Yes, ma'am.
He put down the down payment because you intended on living together. That's why he spent the money.
Yes, ma'am.
You bought a wedding dress because you thought you were going to get married.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? And it didn't happen.
Yes.
And you have to say goodbye. And so far, it sounds to me like you're $5,000 ahead of the game, Miss Harvey.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Closed captioning sponsored by...
Have you been cheated? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
You've got his $5,000. You may have spent some money on books for his contracting license and everything, but I wouldn't have sued him. Now, my sense is that Mr. Enoch would not have sued you.
I did not intend to go down that route, Your Honor.
Right. That's my sense, that it didn't work out after 6 years. Everybody paid certain bills. You were living together as a couple. Didn't work out. You went your own way. It was a mistake. Just say goodbye to him. It's over. We're done.
Check made out in the amount of $5,000, and in the memo line of the check it says gift from James Enoch to Savannah Harvey, but like you mentioned, this would be...
You don't have to tell me that I'm right, sir.
No.
I'm just telling you that I'm not hearing your counterclaim. Do you understand? Don't waste my time. I have other things to do today.
I just wanted it to be known she's also suing me for pain and suffering and all those other things.
I dismissed her case. What do you want?
I just wanted to speak on...
Say you wanted to say something.
Yes, ma'am.
Good, you said it. We're done. Goodbye.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
Mr. Swagger had me sell the vehicle because he owed me some money.
That never happened.
He told me to print up a bill of sale and write his name on it.
You remember that?
No, Your Honor.
Nah.
Judge Judy.
My maid of honor, who was the witness today, was having an affair with James, my fiance.
We had a toxic relationship that was coming to a close. She wasn't happy with the way it came to a close.
I did when I caught them in bed together moments later.
Well, it was actually kind of a funny thing. She's the one that initiated it. The partner swap is what it was called.
At that moment, I told her to pack her belongings and leave.
It opened a can of worms that we couldn't close, I guess.
It is. It's going to take a lot of financial struggle.
She hasn't been an angel, and she's done the same, if not worse, to me.
But I will prevail, and I will be okay.
Did she build a website for you?
No, ma'am.
Yes, I did. She's lying.
A web designer and client weren't clicking.
It was not published on the internet, period, in
Yes,
discussion.
it was published on the internet. You just needed a password.
You're fighting with each other. I'm going to throw you both out.
And it's not her first reboot.
Did you have another developer prior to hiring the defendant?
I've had several developers.
Right.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Real estate broker Constance Kelly is suing graphic designer Eleanor Phillips for a refund for a business website.
Order. All rise. It's case number 102 on the calendar in the matter of Kelly versus Phillips.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated, sir. Have a seat.
Ms. Kelly, you hired the defendant to do a website license.
I was licensed in 2016.
And did you work for someone else?
I was at another brokerage, yes, before I got my own broker's license and launched my own company.
Which was when?
I launched my brokerage in August of 2018.
And what's the name of that company?
CKRE Idaho.
Bert, do you have an iPad or some device there?
Yeah.
What's the website? It's CKREIdaho.com.
Okay.
Okay, I'd like to look at it. Okay, and when did this website go up?
That website went up about a month ago.
Prior to that, did you have a website? That's a yes or no?
No.
When did you hire the defendant to build a website for you?
The beginning of January.
Of 2019. How much was she charging you to build that website?
$3,600.
And you gave her a deposit?
Yes, ma'am.
Of $1,800?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, and that's what you want back?
Correct.
Did she build a website for you?
No, ma'am.
Did you build a website for her?
Yes, I did.
Can you show me what you did?
Yes, I can. These were all the pages before the website was taken down. There is some content that is not exactly finished in there because it was not completed.
Presentation of the work that the defendant did. And that was up.
So, Your Honor, these are what we call mock-ups. This was never published to my website.
That is wrong.
Just a second. Is what you're telling me that those were never on the internet?
No, ma'am.
That those pages you never used?
Correct.
Okay.
She's lying.
Where did you get those from?
The internet.
When?
I believe that was the day that our dispute happened, which was February 7th.
Now, the dispute occurred because the website was not built so that it could accommodate MLS listings?
Yes, ma'am, you're correct.
Do you have MLS capability now?
I haven't.
That's either a yes or a no.
No.
And the website is up because he just found it.
It's a placeholder while the new website is being developed.
And you do understand that there is now a fee for using MLS services?
No, not for me. Because I'm not a vendor. I don't provide that as a web developer.
Is what you're telling, because this is all about the MLS and whether or not you get your deposit back. So far, she did work. I see she did work, and I don't believe you that it wasn't up on the internet, by the way. I don't believe that. I believe that that's where she got the pictures from.
It was not on the internet, Judge Judy.
Yes, it was, and I even have an email where I sent her her username and password, so it's right here. It wasn't ready to be viewed publicly.
She just said the key words, Your Honor. It wasn't ready to be viewed publicly. It was not published on the internet, period.
But yes, it was published on the internet. You just needed a password.
You're fighting with each other. I'm going to throw you both out because I don't have to listen to this. I'm reading something.
Your Honor, this is a red herring. I have a voicemail from Miss Phillips over here saying that she has no problem refunding me my money.
Just a second. I'm reading something. Did you have somebody developing a website for you prior to the defendant?
I had another local...
That's either a yes or a no.
No.
Well, that's not what it says here.
I'm not clear on your question, Your Honor.
My question is very clear. I speak English. I said, did you have another developer prior to hiring the defendant?
I've had several developers.
Right. So the answer is yes. How many?
I would say that I've had 4 websites in the last 4 years. As my company, my business has grown and expanded, the demands of my website have also grown and expanded.
No, that's not what this says. Okay, now you say you have a voice message from her.
Yes, ma'am.
Where she says she is going to refund the deposit that you gave her, which she's opposing in this proceeding. She said she did a lot of work on the website. I'm speaking. She said she put in work on your website, and she deserves to be compensated for that. If you went someplace else, that's up to you. So now I'd like to hear the voicemail.
How to respond to that? If you feel so strongly that I haven't done anything for you, then I will refund your money. And I have no problem doing that because that's the type of person that I am.
If you can tell that I'm taking a breath because she clipped that voicemail, she's not playing the full voicemail in context.
I can play the full voicemail if you'd like, Your Honor.
I would.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know how to clip audio.
You obviously just did.
If you talk to each other, I'm just going to throw you both out.
Sorry.
Do you understand?
I apologize, Your Honor.
Okay.
Hi, Constance. This is Elle. I just received your...
No, Your Honor, this is 2.5 minutes. Do you want to listen to the full entirety?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, Constance. This is Elle. I just received your email, and I'm a little disappointed, but I just want to get some clarification. First of all, I've spent over 22 hours literally working until midnight trying to get your website complete and ready to go. I just want to express that to you because I have, and that does not include phone calls and getting you set up on GoDaddy and making sure that all of that is set up on your end. So I guess my disappointment at this point runs with that you want to pay me $350 for over 22 hours of work, and I'm not really sure how to respond to that. If you feel so strongly that I haven't done anything for you, then I will refund your money, and I have no problem doing that because that's the type of person that I am. But I also want to let you know that if you don't pay me, or at least let me keep the deposit for the work that I have put in, I can't make your site live because I have put in significant...
No. Because I have.
I am. But I also want to let you know that if you don't pay me, or at least let me keep the deposit for the work that I have put in, I can't make your site live because I have put in a significant amount of time. I just told you that I was willing to make your site live and get that up and going and eat the rest of any other IDX up and running. I never told you that I had IDX capabilities. I was depending on you for that. It was my assumption that as a realtor, you had access to the MLS. I have mentioned it a couple times that the only requirement that I needed in order to get the MLS working on your website was a username and password. And we both found out at the same time that you're not willing to pay $150 a quarter for that password access. And if you want me to sign up as a vendor and I'll pay $150 a quarter, I'll agree to that, but I'm only going to agree to it for 1 year. So I think that's where we're landing, is that I really have put a lot of time into this. So if you could please give me a call back so we can at least talk this out, I would really appreciate it. You can record the phone calls. That is totally fine with me. But I need you to understand that I have put a whole...
That's it, Your Honor.
She was being most reasonable with you, Miss Kelly.
I understand.
She was being most reasonable with you. She said, I will keep the deposit. You don't have to pay me anything else. I will get your website up and running. We both found out at the same time that there is a fee for MLS of $150 a quarter. I will pay that. $600 in order to, that's what she says in there. I mean, you were giving me that one clip where she says, I will give you back your money.
I was trying not to waste your time, Your Honor.
Your case is dismissed. We're done. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
I think it was a very fair and just decision. I was willing to just bend over backward for her, and she just didn't care. You should absolutely get paid, and you should fight when you need to.
And now, the next case.
All parties in the matter of Knutson versus Beckwith, step forward.
Cleaning service owner Heidi Knutson is suing her former employee, Julie Beckwith, for soliciting clients away from her cleaning company in Hawaii.
This is a contract case. Ms. Knutson, you hired the defendant as an employee with your home cleaning service.
Yes.
What month did you hire her?
That was July of 2018.
And she worked for you until when?
Till April 30th, 2019.
And where was that business?
In Honolulu, Hawaii.
And where did you live?
I lived in Utah at the time.
Had you lived in Hawaii?
Yeah, I was there for 8 years.
So you were running your business long distance?
Yes.
How many employees did you have?
It fluctuated anywhere from 1 to 3.
Did you do home cleaning when you lived there?
I did, yes.
And you had a certain number of clients?
Yes.
So those clients that you had, you turned over to the defendant?
Yes.
To do the same work that you were doing?
Yes, exactly.
Now, you had a contract with her.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to take a look at it.
Okay.
So what you have is a contract with her that has a non-interference clause with your business. And it reads, the client list, client information, and client contact information are the property of 808 Cleaning, that's your company, and the employee may not use, service, or solicit said clients outside of the administration of 808 Cleaning. The employee and the employer agree not to publicly defame the other party in the event of termination. Okay, so what happened was she worked for you for about 8 months, and then went out on her own, and I don't know how many, but many of the clients that she was servicing followed her to her new place.
Right.
And so you're suing her for breach of contract.
Yes, but also, I mean, she was very dishonest. She told me she was leaving to start a vacation rental.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
How many of her clients came with you?
Yes, that's correct.
And 3 decided to go with her?
That I know of. Those are the only ones that have proof.
Well, that's all that counts here. We're in a court.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Cleaning service owner Heidi Knudsen says former employee Julie Beckwith solicited clients away from her business. Julie is countersuing for unpaid work hours.
Okay, you really have to understand, it's not as if you were the CEO of a large company. You had a personal business. You were moving, and what you did was you hired somebody else to clean, and you took a cut of whatever they... Half, whatever it is. You took half, and in exchange for that, you got the clients, and you got half. That's what the deal was. And the question is, how many of your clients stayed with you?
About 19 or 20. The total of everything she took added up to about $17,000 a year that she took from my business.
You see, you have a contract, but an unsympathetic position.
She was still working for me when she was telling them about her new business.
Well, you don't know that. You don't have a witness here to tell you.
I do know that. I have text messages.
Oh, I'd like to see.
Okay.
If you have text messages that while she was still working for you, she was soliciting these clients to come to work for her.
Salsa.
Great. You may have, but how many of her clients came with you? A number.
A few.
Not a number.
3.
3. And 19 or 20 stayed with you?
Yes, that's correct.
And 3 decided to go with her?
That I know of. Those are the only ones that have proof.
Well, that's all that counts here. We're in a court.
Right.
You understand you're in an unsympathetic position for me. Now show me proof that she was soliciting the 3 clients she took from you while she was working for you. She's not allowed to do that. And that's not what she said she did.
She admitted that she did it, Your Honor.
You said you had text messages. I'd like to see it.
Got a little scrambled. This is the one from actually the client here, Adrian.
I'd like to see it. When did you terminate your business? April 30th?
I gave her a 2-week notice on April 16th, and
4/16.
my last day was the April 30th.
It's dated May 1st.
Yes.
After she left your employment.
However, if you...
I'm going to read it. Okay. It's dated May 1st after she left your employment.
Yes, it is, ma'am.
Okay, this is a very easy. She says, hello, Heidi. I assume that's your first name. She said, I sent this to you on Monday. This is Wednesday. I understand that Julie, so 2 days before she left, but she had given you notice, I understand that Julie is leaving, and we will be getting a new person with your company. So she told them clearly that she was from your company. That's not unreasonable. So far she didn't break anything. She said, goodbye, I will not be coming back. You'll be getting a new person from the company. I'd really like to stay with Julie, as she has come to know our home, a dog, and us so well. I hope you understand, and thank you for introducing us. Please accept this as my notification that we'll be ending services with your company effective this week. Again, thank you for supporting our housekeeping needs, and I wish you much success in the future. That's you.
Correct.
What's wrong with that?
It shows that she was telling everybody about her new cleaning business prior to when
No. That's not what this says at all.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
I live in Hawaii, and you live in Utah, and I don't want you to pick somebody out because I could pick some stranger out to come and clean my house. I mean, don't you understand the logistics of it?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Cleaning service owner Heidi Knudsen says former employee Julie Beckwith solicited clients away from her business. Julie is countersuing for for unpaid work hours.
Okay, I still haven't heard that she breached the contract.
She's servicing the clients that were on my client list.
The free country, they can say, I don't want you to be my cleaning service anymore. I live in Hawaii and you live in Utah, and I don't want you to pick somebody out because I could pick some stranger out to come and clean my house. I mean, don't you understand the logistics of it? Are you licensed and bonded?
I am.
Okay. You are Adrian.
Yes.
Last name?
Stofko.
You live in Hawaii?
Correct.
How long had the plaintiff been servicing your home?
I would say it's been at least a year, if not more.
Was the plaintiff the person who came?
No. There was maybe 2 to 3 different people before Julie began cleaning.
And I would like you to tell me the conversation you had with her in April. Must have been in April, sometime in April.
I travel for work quite frequently, so it's often that I need to coordinate the time that someone will be coming to the home. And in case I'm not there, my husband would need to let them in. And so I had asked her what time next week would she be coming, and she let me know at that point she would not be coming anymore because she put in her 2 weeks notice.
And what did you say to her?
I asked her, are you moving off the island? Where are you going? And she responded and let me know that she was starting her own company. And to that, I asked her if she would be willing to continue cleaning for us because, again, we really was cleaning. And because we had kind of a several different folks and we finally had someone consistent that we trusted, I asked her if she'd be willing to continue servicing our home with her new business.
Okay, well, that is somewhat different, actually, than what you wrote in this text. That's a solicitation. That's not saying you will be getting someone from the company to come and service you. And of course, you can have a conversation with her. You can say, can I have your contact information? You probably already have her contact information, so you're free to call her. But what you just testified to is that she said to you, I'm leaving, I'm starting my own company, and that you're not allowed to do, Ms. Beckwith.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
How many clients do you have? 3 that you took from her? How many clients do you have altogether now?
I have about 7.
Okay. How much do you pay her?
I pay her once a week. It's $130, and depending upon if there's extras, it can go up to $170 a week.
And a reasonable period of time for a non-compete, I would say, even, while it's not in here, is a year. And in a year, you pay her at least $5,000, sometimes more. Well, my limit is $5,000, and that's what you're entitled to. Judgment for the plaintiff. We're done. Thank you.
Thank you.
What about my countersuit?
For?
Overtime hours. She hired me as an employee.
Goodbye.
And paid me as a contractor.
Please excuse me, step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
I didn't steal her clients. Her clients decided to not continue with her and to go with me.
I couldn't be happier.
So I didn't ask them to follow me. They said that they wanted to do that.
She knew she was being dishonest.
Ready to be done, move on.
I thought it was going the other way, and I'm stoked.
Their relationship broke her,
Well, the main thing is the credit card.
and her ex's excuses won't fly.
We have airline tickets.
For him and his 3 children.
She did tell me she would take care of this trip.
You were all going on vacation.
He insisted on going. I opened a new credit card account, always with the agreement that he was going to repay me.
Your Honor, we didn't have that agreement.
That's part of the price of canoodling.
Judge Judy.
You are about to enter the courtroom of Judge Judith Scheindlin. This is Judge Judy.
Jacqueline George Schooler for the cost of a vacation, unauthorized credit card charges, and the return or value of furniture.
Order. All rise. It's case number 96 on the calendar in the matter of George versus Schooler.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated. Ma'am, have a seat, please.
Miss George, you and the defendant lived together with your respective children for a period of time, and it is your claim that you made a series of loans to him during that time.
Yes.
You want your money back.
Yes.
And also that he has some furniture that you moved into his house at the time that you moved in with your children, and you also want that back. The defendant says that you did make a couple of loans to him. Those loans he paid you back for. And the loan that you allege with regard to a trip was a trip that you wanted to take to visit your family. You made the arrangements. And those things were a gift. Now, when did you and Mr. Schuler move in together?
Approximately the end of June 2018.
And how many children do you have?
I have 2.
And he?
3.
Do you have custody of your children?
I do, 50%.
Okay, so you share custody
Yes.
with your mother. And you moved into his house from where?
From my home. I own a townhome.
Okay. Now, let's talk about the furniture first. I assume that the furniture that you brought...
Dining room set, a kitchen
Hold on.
set.
How long have you been in your home, Mr. Schuler?
5 years now.
Did you have a dining room?
I did.
What did you do with it?
Brought it over to my mother's place.
So you gave it to your mother?
Stored it there, yes.
Okay. Do you want the dining room set back?
I would like it back, yes.
Fine. Get your dining room set from your mother. Within 5 days, she'll come and she'll pick it up.
Sounds good.
Perfect. What's next?
He has the kitchen table and chairs.
Well, I assume you had a kitchen table in your house
I
when
did.
she moved in. What did you do with it?
Moved it upstairs in my house.
So you have it?
Yes.
5 days, you go pick up your kitchen
It was
set.
trashed.
If you don't go and pick it up, consider it abandoned.
Okay.
What's next?
A desk.
Where is the desk?
In his family room was my son's bedroom desk.
You have it?
I do.
5 days, go pick it up. What's next?
2 antique tables that he still has.
You know what she's talking about?
I know of one that I have.
5 days, go pick it up. What's next?
That's pretty much it. Everything
Very
else
good.
is not.
5 days.
Okay.
5 days from today's date. Take an escort with you. I'll give you an order. Now let's move over to...
Is
What?
she allowed to come in my house? Is that...
Not she, the moving people.
Okay.
She can wait outside. She has to get moving people to come and move all these things.
Perfect.
Not children, family, nothing. Those things, you will have an order. If you want to have someone there videotaping it, fine.
Okay.
Those things 5 days from today. Next. Loan.
For his daughter's trip, she was going to Switzerland.
Did he pay you back that money, that $1,000? That's either a yes or a no.
He paid a total of $14.95.
But just a
but
second.
Yes.
Did he pay you back that $1,000? You've just taken care of that one. And then you had trouble with a tooth.
I did.
What month and year?
The tooth, I had to get a root canal and a crown put on, and that was in March of 2018.
And you lent him money for that?
Yes, on my
And did he
credit card.
pay you back?
Almost.
For that?
Almost all of it.
Good. What's next?
Well, the main thing is the credit card. So he had requested to go.
Just a second. What was it that was charged on the credit card after the two of you separated and you moved out?
These charges happened in July. We were still together. The Excel bill was automatically being deducted from my account, Excel Energy bill, because I had paid it for 1 month, and they had my bank information on file.
Did they take it out of your bank?
Yes.
How much was that?
That was $411.11 for 3 months.
Did you return that to her?
Yes, I did.
Not true.
Show me.
Sure.
That was for August and September.
Well, I paid her different checks. And there's a check.
No, don't give me everything. Don't give me the kitchen sink. I'm talking only about the power bill.
I was liable included for $1,912 with the dental bill, the loan, and the Excel.
About the electric bill, just the electric bill, that you acknowledge was taken out of her account. You wouldn't acknowledge that in your answer.
Yes.
I want to know if you gave it back to her. And if you did, show me proof that was after the two of you separated.
Not in one lump sum. Actually, the $500 cash that I did in September.
No, $411. Okay, $411 is yours. Okay, now, what else do you think, understanding that you gave him the credit card to use, and you gave him the credit card, according to you, when you were all going on vacation. You were going on vacation, and you were going to visit your family.
Yes.
Yes. In what month?
What month were we going to visit my family? Was
What
July.
month did you go?
It was for 4th of July, yes.
And you went?
Yes.
In July. And you went with your 2 children and yourself and his 3 children and himself.
And they stayed in a separate motel, and I stayed in an apartment with my family. And he insisted on going. He requested to go. My children didn't want him to go on our family vacation.
Listen to me. Understand where we're going. If your children didn't want him to go on a family vacation, you probably shouldn't have gone with him. But you went. Now, you flew, correct?
Yes.
And you purchased the tickets.
I opened a new credit card account, always with the agreement that I was always going to pay for myself and my children.
And his children.
And that is why he has a card in his own name.
Just a second. Miss George, did you ever go out for dinner when you were away on this vacation?
Yes.
What credit card did you use? Because I'm going to look at the bills.
Okay.
Did you use the credit card that you had given to him, or did you use a different credit card that was just in your name?
There was one dinner that he paid for because my family fed him the rest of the vacation.
Your family was there?
2 of my relatives were there.
You have to understand where I'm going. Where I'm going with this is when 2 people decide to live together and aren't married, and what they do is they sort of combine and play house, and they go together. Now it's your family. Now you want a judge, you want court to look at that dinner and say, how much did your cousin eat? And how much did your cousin's husband eat? And then there's you and your 2 children. You want me to separate that, and he and his children, because he's only supposed to pay for that. Courts don't do that. We don't have time for that nonsense. If you choose to convolute the extent of your togetherness, we don't explore who had the pasta and who had the veal chop. That's not happening.
I understand that, but
that's not happening.
Other charge is for him and his children.
Just a second.
And except for that dinner, every charge he charged, it's under his name. I'm going to he was going to repay me.
Just a second. No. And I would like to see the charges on that. Listen to me. I don't care if you're an accountant. If you were an accountant, you wouldn't have gotten yourself into this trouble.
Right, and I was only in it for 6 weeks, and I left him.
May I just see the statement for the trip? Take a pen and outline the expenses that he was supposed to pay for, and that credit card, with the exception of the one dinner, just so that we get it right, the exception of the one dinner are all his expenses for himself and his children. Say nothing.
Your Honor, we didn't have that agreement.
Just a second.
Okay.
Let me explain something to you, sir.
Okay.
If all of these expenses on this card are just for you and your children, you're going to pay for it. That's it.
This is all him and his children. And then there's one more statement. It's 30 days, but it went over 2 statements.
That's okay.
I'm just showing the dates. And this was all in July of 2018.
Your Honor, we had a different agreement for her living there. Rent-free.
Not true.
She had her own condo, so she wasn't living rent-free.
She moved in.
She moved in with you, but she had her own condo, which I assume she was paying for.
Yes.
Yeah, right. Right. And that's part of the price of canoodling. Okay. Got it? She moved in with you for a month. She lived with you for a month or 6 weeks, and she paid for her maintenance, her taxes, and everything else on her own apartment.
But she...
I own my own home.
Just a second.
I own my home.
I didn't ask you.
Okay. His mother owns his. I just wanted to mention that.
Okay. This is on your card. I'm going to go over...
I never gave American Express authorization.
You're Randy Scholler. Is that correct?
Yep.
That's your name.
Yep.
So I'm going to ask you a few things here, okay? This is July 2nd of 2018. Comcast Cable.
Yes.
Now, you paid, with using your credit card, Comcast Cable for where?
For bill, monthly bill.
That was a monthly bill?
Yes.
Okay. Had you ever paid that before?
Yes, I paid.
Okay, but not with this credit card?
No.
And you've been living in your house 5 years?
Yes.
So in July, that's when she moved in. You know, she moved in previous.
She was living there since March.
Not true.
If you speak out again, I'm going to dismiss your case. Do you understand? Perfect. So that's the first time. July 3rd, Angelo's Pizza, $17.
For the whole, all of us, kids, her kids, our
Impossible. Family. Wawa.
That's when we were on the trip in New Jersey.
Okay.
We were all together.
That's 46. These are all little things. Maury's Piers Adventures. Now, that's interesting.
They're not all mine.
Speaking.
Okay.
Maury's Piers, that's an adventure place? Who went?
I don't know the date because we went a few times.
This is the 4th of July.
I was with my family, with my children, and my charges are separate. So there are Maury's Pier charges under my name for when I went with his kids. That was just him and his
What
kids.
I'm asking you is, did you go on July 4th with him to Maury's Piers?
No, I was with my family.
You did not?
I did not.
Okay.
I believe I took her kids with me that time.
What you believe is not necessarily important to me. You went shopping on July 11th, and it was a big shopping bill, July 11th, and that was in Littleton.
That's where we reside.
That's where you live.
Yes.
And you used this credit card for that, $226.
What is it to?
It was a grocery store, King Supers.
That's providing groceries for all of us. Her kids, Jackie, all of us. She said use this card for expenses.
Okay, nothing terribly unusual here.
I was given the card.
Just shh.
Sorry.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Hi, Stephanie. This is Jackie, Randy's ex. He's a pathologist. Everyone thinks he's a good guy. You'll find out. He's so not. Not terrifying. Maybe she's giving her good advice. What else?
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Jacqueline George says, ex-boyfriend Randy Schooler owes for a vacation, credit card charges, and furniture. Randy is countersuing for trespassing and harassment.
Now what I would, just for my own giggles, State Farm Insurance in Illinois. That's a big bill. That's $629, sir. What insurance is that?
That's got to be for my truck.
That's your truck. Well, you don't expect her to pay your truck insurance, do you?
No.
No. $629. So it's $630 because it's $629.90. And there was a lot of sort of grocery shopping until the two of you separated. So I don't find any of these things the things that I'm going to deal with, except your car insurance. Because as I said, I'm not going to separate a Mexican restaurant in Littleton for $88 and whose children ate what. Okay, so far he owes you $1,041. Do we have anything else? We have airline tickets.
We have airline tickets.
We have airline tickets. Fine. And how much were his airline tickets, and how did you charge them?
$178.74.
For whom?
For him and his 3 children.
Okay, let me see.
Your Honor, can I say something?
Sure.
She did tell me that she would take care of this trip and take my kids. She wanted me and my girls. That's where the untruth is, what she's saying. She promised me she would take care of the trip, either transfer her balance to another 0% credit card or pay it off herself. She said, do not worry about that. She wanted me to go. She wanted my girls to go.
Well, how old are you?
48.
48. Pay for yourself, pay for your own children.
I would have chosen to go someplace else versus going to see her family.
What's next?
Can I say something?
No. What's next?
Okay. Car insurance.
I took care of that already.
And it was never a gift. That is why...
Don't listen to me. I took care of that already.
There was
I figured
only
in the
one
dental
dinner out of the 32.
I don't care. Judges are not going to say you ate the pork chop and you had a pasta.
But they were
Do you
all
understand?
of his charges.
They may have been all of his charges, but he took you out to dinner. He took your children out to dinner. We're not getting into that. You decided that that's the way you wanted to run this? Run it that way, but you don't have to pay for his car insurance.
Okay.
So far, he owes you $2,278.
I paid it back for the trip.
Just a second.
Okay.
The loans I took care of is what you're telling me that you paid her back for the trip.
And the dental.
If first you tell me that wasn't our agreement and I wasn't supposed to pay for the trip, and then you tell me I paid her for the trip.
Not for the trip. I paid the personal loans.
Just a second.
Okay.
I gave you credit for that, sir.
Okay.
She's not paying for your car insurance. She's not paying for your children's airfare for vacation. She's not paying for the Comcast bill. Do you understand those things? Good. Those things all come to $2,278, and she'll pick up her furniture in 5 days from today. And then you'll have nothing to do with her. Now you have a ridiculous counterclaim. You want to tell me what it is?
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Are you married?
No.
Were you married when she sent this?
Yes.
Well, you were married. So she says you're messing around. Maybe her husband shouldn't find a stray bullet. If that's what she says. Don't mess around with married ladies.
Real cases, real people. Judge Judy.
Jacqueline George says, ex-boyfriend Randy Schooler owes for a vacation, credit card charges, and furniture.
Now you have a ridiculous counterclaim. You want to tell me what it is?
It's not a ridiculous counterclaim. She came over to my house after we were separated. We heard a noise out in front of my house. She came into my garage through the opened the garage part. We knew it was Jackie. I'm like, holy cow, Jackie's here. I ran downstairs, locked the deadbolt to the entryway coming into the house. Told her, Jackie, you have to go. She left, and I closed the other garage. We changed the garage code, did all that. About 2 hours later, she sent Stephanie, my witness, a nasty text that she was terrified about. I'm Randy's ex-girlfriend.
I'd like to see the text.
Okay.
I'd like to see the text. Thank you.
I also have the text.
I don't want to hear you.
Okay.
What part of I don't want to hear you?
I'm sorry.
Thing is, I don't know how she got Stephanie's number.
This is not a terrifying, I don't care whether your girlfriend is terrified. This is not a terrifying message. Hi, Stephanie, this is Jackie, Randy's ex. He called me today trying to get back with me and told me...
That's a lie. Okay, sorry.
This is your evidence that I'm just reading. He called me today trying to get back with me and told me he isn't dating anyone, wanted to save you the trouble. I'm not a crazy ex. He's a pathological liar and owes me thousands of dollars. Good luck with him, but thought you should know. Everyone thinks he's a good guy. You'll find out. He's giving a good advice. What else?
That's not good. Can I follow it up with message she texted me? I have a couple that I would like you to read.
So far, you have a zero.
She came into my house. It's trespass. It's illegal. That she came in.
So far, you owe her $2,278 in her furniture. I don't find this message terrifying.
Okay.
What's next? What do you find terrifying?
I have some harassing texts that she sent me.
I'd like to read them.
The ones that are highlighted?
I'd like to read them.
Okay. There's a couple. Thank you.
Are you married?
No.
Were you married when she sent this?
Yes.
Well, then this
separated.
That's married. Well, you were married. So she says you're messing around. Maybe her husband shouldn't find a stray bullet, if that's what she says. Don't mess around with married ladies. Next, highlighted. Highlighted. Okay. So can you answer this question for me? This was in October. All right, so you're already out. You're out. What are you doing outside his house on October 4th?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
So you're already out. You're out. What are you doing outside his house on October 4th?
He lives a mile from me, and I drive by. My kids' friends live over there.
Who is she? I'm outside your house. I cannot believe you. What a loser. When am I getting my things back? Who is she? Why? What do you care?
He was still trying to manipulate me and try to get back with me.
He owes you $2,278 plus your furniture. Your counterclaim's dismissed. We're done. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy.
She trespassed on my property. She sent me ugly, harassing text messages.
I drove by his house, and I had a garage door opener, and I did open his garage door, and I tried to warn her.
She's a spurned lady that it didn't work out. I never was attracted to her.
About what kind of a narcissistic user, manipulator, jerk he is, and
it just didn't work out, and she's spurned and unhappy.
Beware of narcissistic fools like Randy Schooler.
I wish I would have never met her, and a message out there, be careful who you invite into your life.